Hey guys, welcome back to Wanderfixed. Today we thought we'd get together and talk about something a little different, which is a tournament.
Yeah, so we're gonna have Marvel characters and DC characters on two sides of a tournament, and then we're gonna completely pick them randomly and see who comes out on top. We also have a losers bracket, so that people that might not have as many powers or as powerful also have a chance in winning and having some highlights as well. We are for reference, we're huge Marvel and DC nerds. Nate is going to be our fact checker. You have to believe that Nate has both the Marvel and DC pages up and Google ready just so that we can talk about these. So yeah, are you guys ready? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm very excited to get into this and get into the weeds of it all. We do want to give a quick disclaimer. A lot of these characters we had to cut because it's like, okay, well, obviously that person's going to win. And also, this is just our opinion. You're welcome to fight us on that. But when we get into the discussing who's going to win, it's all boils down to our opinion. So feel free to disagree.
Like, at the end of the day, whoever wins is who the writers want to win.
So one question I'm always asked, who would win in a fight? And there's one answer to all of that. It's so simple. Anyone should know this. The person who'd win in a fight is the person that the scriptwriter wants to win.
And in this case, we're the writers. But if you want to fight us about this in the comments, please do and tell us why you think your character would win.
Yeah,
Tell
we're
us
totally
why
for
we're
you
wrong.
commenting and letting us know who you think would win, because we love hearing both sides. So let us know. But again, like Nate said, for today, imagine that we're the writers and we're deciding, because realistically, any of these characters could win in these fights depending on the writers. So it's all over the place. We also, as Eric mentioned, are leaving out some heroes that were either like too powerful or magic. We kind of avoided like magic characters because that just really kind of depends on what the writer wants them to do in that moment, is how powerful they are, which is a lot for these characters, but magic felt too much. So
All right, let's get into it.
first one we have on the docket is Nightwing versus Black Canary. What do you guys think?
As much as I love Nightwing, I don't think he can move faster than sound.
Okay, I guess here's the question. Is there prep time?
Oh, okay. Well,
We're giving him the Batman rules.
Okay, but if we're talking just pure...
Actually, no. This is a good rule zero going in before we talk about everything else. I think to make it all fair, we give each character like a day of prep time before the fight, and then the fight happens. You know.
Well,
that
okay, but
gives
giving
the-
Nightwing a day of prep time means he goes to
Okay.
Batman and gets like anti-sonic earplugs.
Maybe not a day. Maybe not a day. We'll say an hour of prep time.
Okay,
So whatever
but
they can do
also-
within an hour before the fight, they get.
So this is where it gets interesting. I think Nightwing is definitively a better martial artist. He's more acrobatic. He's a better detective. Black Canary is still a great martial artist, but it's the sonic cry that, depending on like how we're talking about it, either deafens you or like blows up a city block.
Well, and that's the thing too. Is she doesn't even have to like use the full force to like debilitate someone. If you play a high pitched enough sound for long enough, it makes it really hard to do anything.
Yeah, so I am actually really depressed about this because Nightwing is one of my favorite characters. I
Well,
really think.
It goes into the lose bracket, so he isn't out
Oh yeah,
yet.
I think in again, this is a very dependent on the writer. Very dependent. I actually think Nightwing could totally win this. But if we're talking like not dependent on the writer and not showing favoritism, Black Canary does have that scream that is, I mean, he can do flips and he can do his crazy acrobatic flying grace and stuff, but like at the end of the day, I do think she pulls it out.
You know, we did say that he would get an hour of prep time. It's entirely possible he just goes down to a convenience store and gets like soundproof earmuffs, you know?
Well, and there's,
Like,
I mean, Batman, there's a comic that I just read recently, Batman Hush, I think is where, no, is it in Hush? Maybe it's Hush. where Batman gets fighting Count Vertigo, and Batman has little eyeglasses that come down and ear things that cover his ears so that he doesn't get vertigo when Vertigo does his magical thing. And so I'm assuming if he had an hour of prep time, he could just go like, "Hey Batman, give me some of those total ear covering things and stuff." But obviously it still has force to it. But you know, I think
Well, yeah, like in the comics, she's like blown up people's heads with it. She's made Superman's ears bleed. She's destroyed like city blocks. Like she can control it, but I feel like if Nightwing gets caught by that, if we're, you know, unless it's like Batman falling out of orbit without a parachute somehow surviving type logic, Nightwing just dies.
Yeah, I agree. I think Black Canary.
I do think that she takes it. I think it's a close fight, but
I do think that this.
Out.
I know someone. If you're a Nightwing fan, this is gonna make you sad, and I want you to know that I'm a Nightwing fan as well. But I think it's Black Canary.
Yeah,
but Nightwing is in the losers bracket. There's still a chance for him to come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
But moving on to the next matchup, we have Starfire versus Killer Frost.
Starfire, right?
I think so, because most of my experience with Killer Frost is from the Flash CW TV show, and she isn't making moves that would stop like an alien, essentially goddess, right?
Well, that's what I'm gonna say. I mean, Killer Frost is powerful. I won't discount that. But
yeah.
Starfire is like you said, a goddess. Like she's like supposed to be like super strong too. Like I don't know. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's. I still think it's a close fight. I don't think it's as close as Nightwing and Black Canary, but I do think Starfire takes it.
I do think Starfire. I think Starfire probably diffs, no low diffs, whatever the kids say. Her.
Yeah.
What do you think, Nate?
So.
Well, I tend to agree. Like, cause Starfire, super strong, can fly, can shoot lasers out of her eyes and hands. Killer Frost is strong, but she's more typically like a lower tier villain. Like she can freeze stuff.
Yeah.
I think Starfire can just overpower her.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's fair. Which means when we get to the losers bracket, Nightwing's gonna go against Killer Frost. So have that in the back of your minds as we move on. Next matchup is Martian Manhunter versus Cheetah. We alluded to this when we picked the names. I think Martian Manhunter wrecks Cheetah.
Okay, okay, yes, but I don't think she just gets wrecked. Cheetah is a Wonder Woman villain. Like,
yes,
she fights Wonder Woman. She's magical and like ridiculously strong.
No, absolutely, she's incredibly strong. But Martian Manhunter can become untouchable at any point in time.
So,
okay, but does
Manhunter
Cheetah have, Nate, on your research here? Does Cheetah have anything that can counter that? Like, I mean, she's probably, I don't know.
Or it mostly boils down to whose reaction time is quicker. If Martian Manhunter can like phase out before he gets hit, and then be able to phase back in to hit Cheetah. Because they're both like fisticuffs. They don't have any ranged options.
Yeah, so like, you know, she has superhuman strength, durability, speed, agility, enhanced senses, claws and fangs. Sometimes she can communicate and command other cheetahs to fight with her.
That could be her way. It's just to overwhelm him with an army of cheetahs.
100 cheetahs.
Yeah.
I haven't actually seen her do that before in like the TV shows and stuff, but maybe there's probably some comics where she does that.
But like, Martian Manhunter is, I believe in the New 52, when they needed a hero, when the U.S. government needed someone to stop the Justice League, they had Martian Manhunter by himself fight the entire Justice League, and he was holding his own. Because he's has super strength, telekinesis, telepathy, he can go intangibility, invisibility.
Wait, he has telekinesis?
I think, at least in some versions, but at least he has telepathy,
Okay.
and he like
He has telepathy.
destroy
I
your
don't
mind.
think he has
He has
telekinesis.
Sorry, not
Yeah.
telekinesis. Let me scroll. Alright, sorry.
'Cause-
Flight, superhuman strength, invulnerability, enhanced speed, shape-shifting, invisibility, telepathy. He also has telekinesis, hyper-intelligence, intangibility, and optic blasts.
He has a lot more than I thought he did. He has
Yes,
an
no,
optic
okay,
blast.
you're right. I think Martian Manhunter wins. I was just trying to argue that Cheetah, I actually think puts up a fight.
Yes.
I think
Like,
it's
I don't
not.
think it would be a big of a fight because she's super fast and really strong. But one of Cheetah's like known weaknesses is, at least early in her time in comics, was a feral mind. Like she didn't have a very strong mind. She went feral. So I think Martian Manhunter could just like mind crush her with his brain and just like annihilate her.
Yeah. Okay. So, Martian Manhunter wins. Cheetah's going on to the losers bracket. Now we have Clayface versus Beast Boy. This one I think is going to be much more difficult because you can't really like just destroy Clayface, but also Beast Boy. They both can adapt to whatever the other one does.
I think Beast Boy could turn into like a T-Rex and just keep stepping on it.
Wait,
well, okay,
Here's my question. That would keep Clayface down, but it wouldn't stop him. He could just regenerate elsewhere. You just move his clay
And
form around.
Also, you have to remember, Beast Boy, while he can turn into anything, he doesn't always think to turn into stuff because he's like just a kid. Like if you watch the Teen Titans show, there's so many times where he could just end a fight if he turned into a T-Rex, but instead he chooses to turn into like an otter or a ape or something like that. So,
And I will say Beast Boy is incredibly strong.
yeah,
Because, you know, he's got like some weird unique physiology. He can turn into any animal, terrestrial or alien. You know, he can turn into anything. As long as it's an animal.
What's Clayface's weakness again? It's like electricity, cold, and is he weak to fire? Because if Beast Boy just turns into a dragon, then it's GG's.
Extreme temperatures, which is going to solidify his bud-like body, water, which can dissolve it, and then it just takes him forever to reform. Like literally, the way you beat Clayface is like freezing him or like trapping him in a bottle of water.
Yeah, and then like you said, Beast Boy is kind of one of those things people think like he has to turn into real creatures, but yeah, he can turn into dragons.
Yeah.
So that's
like if he went like he's limited a bit by his imagination.
Clayface is annoying because he is hard to beat. Like it just like how do you beat him?
I think
he's just living clay. Like
I think eventually Beast Boy would be able to do it, but I do think it'd be a really long fight. I think it's something that would like actually take a
like,
good
now
chunk of time
now,
for Beast Boy
okay,
to figure out how to do it.
Okay, this is something, if you remember the Teen Titans show, and I think some of the other media, there's been times he's turned into a whale and just been able to instantly blow water out of his blowhole.
Oh,
So if he did something like that, where we just comic book logic, he turned into a whale that already is full of water to blow out of his blowhole. Like he could beat Clayface real quick.
I mean, Clayface obviously depends on the writer again, but Clayface does get beaten by like Nightwing and Batman and non-powered people. Now, they could also beat Beast Boy, and so it's so hard because the writers can just do whatever they want.
Yeah, because it's like Beast Boy can turn into any animal, but let's say he's fighting Nightwing. Nightwing could just be like, "Cool, I have a tranquilizer. You're just unconscious now. Like I have an elephant tranquilizer."
Or if they're fighting, he turns into a T-Rex. They would wrap a rope around his neck, and then him and Batman would pull it in different ways. That just happened in a comic I read with a kaiju monster. So it's like the power scaling is hard.
I want to say, given the fact that Beast Boy can turn into any animal, and as long as he's been to space and seen some weird space animals, he can turn into any of those. I think Beast Boy would win in the long run, because I'm also assuming this isn't like a thing where, you know, Clayface is disguising himself as someone else and sneaking up on him. They know they're gonna fight. They're coming together in the ring. I think Beast Boy would.
It's injustice. It's a fighting game. You know, they come up to each other.
Yeah.
You mentioned they had an hour of prep time.
And like we said, an hour prep time. So Beast Boy could just hop on Google and look at the weirdest water monsters possible. I think it would be a long fight and a close fight, but I do think Beast Boy takes it.
Yeah. Just because Clayface, though he's durable and has enhanced strength, he is also just clay.
Yeah, it's true. Now,
right now we're into
that's
Marvel.
all DC. We're moving on to Marvel. The first lineup is Wasp versus Falcon. I do think.
Before we get into this, you mentioned this is Falcon from MCU or no?
I like to think of. I personally prefer the comic Falcon, where he has like the energy construct wings, and is a bit more of like a tech genius than just like an ex-soldier. That's what I prefer to think of when I think of Falcon. So with that in mind, I would say close fight, but I still think Wasp takes it.
Yes, okay, cool.
Just because
I was gonna agree.
She's like,
I think Falcon has a really hard time beating Wasp. I don't think Falcon has anything to counter. Now, maybe if it was MCU Falcon, he would have some tech that lets him enhance with his goggles, and he could see Wasp when she's tiny. But even then, it's like, what are you gonna really do? Like,
I mean,
she can fly and she goes tiny. That's rough.
Because like, if we go MCU logic, Ant-Man snuck into the Avengers facility and fought with Falcon. And Ant-Man like didn't like he kind of like got what he wanted and got away. Falcon was like more skilled, but he just couldn't hit the small guy, and so Ant-Man got in and out with what he wanted.
And Wasp can fly, and so that
true.
you know,
And
it's not like he can just fly away. Was what I'm saying.
Yeah. And again, if we're going off of like a comic book Falcon, he doesn't have guns that Wasp can't dodge. He just has his wings and then like maybe some laser stuff.
He's got some telepathy, so he can talk.
Now,
to his
but if we
Falcon
are
and
going
the
off of
Falcon.
comic book logic,
That's true. That's true. He does have the Falcon Red Wing.
Boom. That's what I was gonna say. Falcon Red Ring could just eat Wasp. It's just like a little bug, but I don't think that's realistic. I think
But, I mean,
none of it's realistic.
also-
but I think Wasp still takes it.
But I mean, yeah. Also, like Wasp, due to like the weird Pym particle nonsense, has like super speed, super strength, and stuff.
None of
So,
it makes sense.
I think like Red Wing comes in and she just knocks out Red Wing with like one punch or something weird, you know?
Yeah, and then she also has like her little laser things, so I think she takes it. But Mystique versus Jubilee. I think. Okay, here's a question: Is Mystique? I have
Mystique is like
most
a
of my
really good
X-Men-
martial artist.
Yes, but is she similar to Morph, where she can like temporarily copy people's powers by shapeshifting into them? Okay,
I do
so
not
she
believe
is
so.
only like
Nate,
physical
fact check that.
appearance.
But I'm pretty positive it's only physical appearance. And so this would have to be, I mean, yeah, like an assassination. I also don't think in a 1v1, I think, again, it's kind of like back to, what was it? Cheetah and Martian Manhunter. I think Jubilee probably takes it, but I do think Mystique puts up a fight.
Really? I was thinking that Mystique takes it.
Oh, okay.
Jubilee, as powerful as she is, and as much as I love her, she is one of the least experienced X-Men. Like she does do big flashy things. She could probably stun a Mystique with like a blinding blast or something like that. But Mystique is, like we said, very well trained in martial arts. I think that she would eventually be able to get the one up on Jubilee.
So looking at power set, right?
Yeah.
Right now, just reading through Marvel.com for both of them. Mystique, shapeshifting, healing factor, slow to aging, hand-to-hand combat. Jubilee, energy blast, hand-to-hand combat. And when looking at the energy blast, she can vary their power from being like just blinding to highly destructive. When she does the blinding ones, though, she's not immune to it, so she can blind herself with her own powers, which is
Yeah,
why
but
she has
she
those sunglasses.
usually wears goggles, right?
Yeah.
She usually wears goggles. I don't see anything about her being able to like copy people's powers by shapeshifting them. It seems to be just.
I do not think she can. I'm pretty positive she can.
Yeah. That was my understanding as well. I just wanted to double check. I think it's Mystique, but Chad, you're saying Jubilee. Nate, you're the tiebreaker. Who do you think?
Man, I think this one's close. Nate, what do you think?
So, okay. So this is where it gets weird. Though she can't copy other people's powers, Mystique has given herself, and this is reading from Marvel.com, has occasionally created specialized body parts including wings capable of flight, claws on her fingers, a stomach pouch for concealing weapons, and a prehensile tail. She has also grown at points 2 extra arms, a second face on the back of her head, and she can usually do things like a second face on the back of her head for like 2 minutes. She can increase and decrease her own mass at will.
So you're saying Mystique, you're thinking?
Yeah, I'm just thinking like Jubilee, though she has good powers. Mystique is far more experienced,
And she's a literal assassin. Like she kills people.
Yeah.
And versus
she's a
Jubilee,
literal
which right now is just
assassin.
like usually most of the time just like a teenager.
Yeah,
Or like a young adult, yeah.
and the other thing is Mystique has, even though like maybe it's not crazy, she has a healing factor, and so unless
And again,
Jubilee,
we said an hour of prep time. So you said mentioned
Yeah.
that she was able to sneak in weapons. She
Yeah,
absolutely could just bring in an Uzi and mow down Jubilee, unfortunately.
So let's see.
Or just
Now-
sunglasses and a knife.
Yeah. Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
So we think Mystique.
Yeah, I think so.
yeah.
Now, moving on to the next one. Again, this is going to be a weird one. Taskmaster versus Groot.
I literally have no idea. I mean, I think Groot, right? What is Taskmaster gonna
think
copy
so.
from Groot? Like, Groot is just like...
If they have an hour prep time, Taskmaster could get a flamethrower maybe, and then he has a chance. But Groot's just this big living tree that's gonna beat you to a bloody pulp. Like, I don't think there's much that Taskmaster can do other than just evade and try to outlast.
So Taskmaster, I think, is the better fighter by far. But when we get into Groot here, and I was looking through his in-comics report here, apparently at some point he did become immune to fire.
Didn't he become immune to fire? All right.
Yeah.
Well then, in that case, I don't think Taskmaster had a chance.
Yeah. Like, he's... Okay, look at this. At his full height, he can be 23 feet tall and weigh 8,000 pounds. He has super strength, knowledge of quasi-dimensional engineering.
Groot
He
does?
has... Yeah. He can
All right,
regenerate
let's
from
go.
like a... He can regenerate from like a single twig.
Now, one interesting fight would have been Gamora and Taskmaster, but and I believe in the movie, Taskmaster, Groot, and Gamora fight, and I'm pretty sure it's kind of even. But what I'm saying is, Groot can he can tank swords, so it's like swords aren't gonna be like they might hurt.
Well, there's a scene in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 where he literally makes a shield out of all of his branches and tanks a bunch of lasers and stuff like that. So
yeah, I think Groot takes it.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, like, Groot will just... If he hits Taskmaster once, Taskmaster is gonna fold like a steel chair.
yeah,
All right, this next one's gonna be...
Ooh.
This one's gonna be...
We're gonna upset
so
some
to start
people.
this off, we are not talking about... Everyone's gonna say, but Gambit can be an Omega level mutant. I think what we're talking about is base level Gambit. He has been lobotomized by Dr. or Mr. What's his name? Sister Sinister? Or Dr.
Mr. Sinister, yeah.
Mr. Sinister, yes. He's
Yeah.
been lobotomized by
Mr.
Mr. Sinister, Dr. Mr. Sister Sinister. And so
Mr. Sister.
he is like the base Gambit that we usually see. He is not Omega level mutant Gambit versus Moon Knight. And is this Moon Knight MCU Moon Knight where it's like he for sure has magical powers? Because that's also different.
it's also an important question of which Moon Knight is in the pilot seat.
Yeah.
Is it Mark Spector? Is it Jake? What's his face? Is it
Jake Lockley, Stephen Grant, Mr. Knight.
Because like if
Mr.
it's Stephen Grant, I think Gambit takes it. But if it's Mark or Jake, I think that's going to be a lot more brutal of a fight.
So here's the thing. This is my one thought. Gambit, typically speaking, isn't always a hero. You know, he's more of an anti-hero, leader of the Thieves Guild type kind of vibes.
He is a hero right now, I think, in continuity.
Yeah, he's a hero.
That's true.
Yeah.
But he's typically a more roguish character. He has a less well-defined set of morals.
And I'm just going to say this, Moon Knight doesn't exactly have the greatest track record when it comes to self-preservation. Like, if he'd fought Taskmaster has stated in the comics he won't fight using Moon Knight's style because Moon Knight doesn't block or dodge anything. He just takes the hit. Yeah, I just think Gambit throws a bunch of cards that are explosive and Moon Knight's like, I can take it and I'll scare him, and then gets his head blown off.
Yes, but I don't know if that's true. I think that might be for one of Moon Knight's personalities, but not all of them.
That's true.
Yeah, if it's Jake, probably. But Mark, I think, has enough self awareness to know not to walk directly into an exploding card.
Yeah.
This one is a hard one too. I want
think
Gambit
it
to
is-
win, but I think
it
Moon
is
Knight.
Gambit.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I
Really?
think Moon Knight. Yeah.
Well, because like Moon Knight is a very skilled fighter, you know, and like you said, it has some super strength, super durability, and stuff like that. But Gambit also has like increased stamina and stuff
who has
like
better
that. and
feats? Nate, can you pull that up quickly?
Because all Gambit has to do is avoid Moon Knight's like moon blade boomerang things, and all Moon Knight has to do is avoid explosions, and explosions are a lot harder to dodge than knives, from what I understand.
Yes, but
So,
Gambit's mutant
yeah.
powers are more than just explosions. He's also got, you know, the enhanced dexterity and all of that.
Yeah, exactly. So
Um,
he's gonna be much more, or not much more nimble, but he's gonna be like equally as nimble as Moon Knight, I feel. it's. I think if Moonknight can land some hits, he wins. But I think I think the conditions for Gambit to win are much lower than for Moonknight to win.
So, okay, reading.
So does that mean that Gambit wins?
Yeah, that's what I said.
So I was trying to understand what that final sentence was.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, you're good.
All right, yeah. So reading through this, Gambit gets picked up at like 8 years old by like the Assassin's Guild and the Thieves Guild for training. Moonknight is a CIA guy and mercenary, and he also does some boxing. But it seems his super strength is dependent on whether or not it's a full moon. So, my thing, I feel like Gambit has more consistent win conditions.
I do too. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'll concede.
So Gambit moves on, but Moonknight again goes to the losers bracket. So,
I do think that would be a really freaking fun fight to watch.
It would be a very fun fight.
Really cool.
Oh yeah.
So moving on to the quarterfinals, Black Canary versus Starfire.
Starfire.
I think.
Right?
Yeah, like we said, Starfire.
Low-key diff.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Yeah, because like they're both strong, but Starfire just has more range, is stronger, faster. Like Black Canary's only superpower is the scream. Starfire has literally everything else.
It's true. It's true. Martian Manhunter versus Beast Boy. I think, like we said, Beast Boy could just turn into like a fire-breathing dragon, and to my knowledge, that is Martian Manhunter's one weakness is fire.
Yeah, sometimes it's just psychological though. Sometimes he ends up sleeping with a fire demon.
Well, but still, if it's psychological, it's at least enough to like get Beast Boy to be able to get a couple hits in.
Yeah,
I think it's a little bit different than even Clayface though, because Beast Boy and Clayface, you could argue, well, in this version, Beast Boy's a teen, so he's like, he's probably going up like Teen Titans. He's like, I don't know, more aggressive, and I think Martian Manhunter would play against that in a better, stronger way than Clayface would. Like, I think Martian Manhunter could, like, I don't know, get him to be a T-Rex and charge at him and then, like, phase through the ground and, like, come up and hit him.
Martian Manhunter would be a bit more strategic with how he interacts with Beast Boy.
It's also, Martian Manhunter could go invisible, phase into the ground, and then just start messing with Beast Boy telepathically and just break his mind.
That's fair. So you guys think it's Martian Manhunter?
I think it's Martian Manhunter because he just has more tools in his kit. Like, Martian Manhunter has fought Superman, Wonder Woman. I think Martian Manhunter is the #1 seed of this tournament.
I think so too. He might have been too. Oh, actually, him versus Starfire would be interesting, but we'll get into that.
I'm very excited for that matchup. I disagree about Martian Manhunter, but if you guys think who wins, that's fine. Okay. Now, Wasp versus Mystique. I think Wasp takes it because, like, because again, she can just go tiny and then is near impossible to hit, and just kind of outlasts Mystique, I think.
Yeah, and she's got her like poison
although
dart stings.
I guess to be fair, Wasp doesn't really have a good win con against Mystique. Like none of their stuff is super lethal.
That's true, but like
she got her bioelectric sting blast. She like shoots those little things out of her arms.
Have those killed people before?
Well, maybe they're not trying to kill. Maybe it's like incapacitated.
Yeah, that's fair. Just looking for the KO.
But I think Wasp she can get big, she can get small, she has super speed, super strength.
I think Wasp.
Mystique has
it's all Wasp.
Healing. Yeah, I just think Mystique has a healing factor and a really good martial artist and spy and assassin. I think Mystique is the better fighter, but I think Wasp just has a better toolkit overall.
I think so. So Wasp moves on. Now, Groot versus Gambit.
Golly. Okay. What do you think?
I don't know, because I think Gambit, again, has basically unlimited arsenal. But, like we said, Groot can really take a hit. He's just very, very tanky.
Could Gambit put a card, like, inside of Groot, like, inside one of the roots, and then make that explode? And blow him up from the inside?
But that would require him getting close enough to Groot, and then he's gonna instantly get thrashed by a bunch of vines.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay. So Gambit can transform potential energy, converting into kinetic energy, and this biokinetic energy generated by living, blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm wondering, in theory, this sort of gets weird, right? Gambit could, like, infuse Groot with energy and make him explode. But Groot will also
he can't affect life force unless he is not lobotomized.
true.
Okay, so we're still about
And-
he can't
and
affect a
even if
living
he-
being.
And even if he could, he has to be able to touch it. So it would be a,
And Groot could just,
remember
like,
it, one of me type scene.
Yeah. Like, Groot could just detach the part he touches, and Groot can regenerate
Yeah.
from basically anything.
I think it's Groot, unfortunately.
I think
Yeah,
it's Groot.
I do too.
Okay,
Never
Now-
underestimate the tree colossus.
that's true. Semifinals. Starfire versus Martian Manhunter. We said it was Starfire, right?
Well,
I
we
think
didn't
it's
say
Martian
that. We
Manhunter.
said it's
Or
a
sorry.
good fight.
Sorry. I thought that it was Starfire because
Yeah.
I think she's the only one who could go toe to toe with Martian Manhunter so far.
Like, okay, so going with Starfire's powers, she just looking at like fandom.com, DC.com, and everything here, right? She has energy manipulation, energy absorption, her star bolts, which are like her laser blasts, enhanced vision, superhuman durability, superhuman strength, pyrokinesis. So
Yeah, but I'm looking this up, and it's saying Martian Manhunter is on par with Superman. He might have been too powerful for this list,
Yeah.
honestly. I think he beats Starfire.
Okay. I will say this: Starfire does have telepathic immunity, so Martian Manhunter can't
Well, then-
mess with her telepathically. But Martian Manhunter can go intangible, invisible, has superhuman strength.
Okay, yes, but he can't do that indefinitely. Like that is something
think
that
he
will
can.
eventually tire him out. No, because there are scenes in like TV shows and comics where like it is a physical thing that he has to be aware of, and
Yeah, he has to
and
squeeze
be pulled
his
in.
butt cheeks.
There-
really
there's a
hard.
there's a very
Yeah.
specific scene in Young Justice where he's phased out and invisible, but then there's fire nearby and it pulls him out of it because he's weak to it. That's
Yeah.
what I remember. So like he has avoidance tools, but he can't do that indefinitely.
I still feel like he's just strong enough that he'd be able to end the fight quick enough.
No,
before-
I don't think so. Because Starfire would be able to keep up with him.
I just read a really long article or not article, a Quora thing where someone just went through all of the comics on this exact question, and the ending was Starfire.
Yeah.
It was very long. I won't read the whole thing, but oh man,
My answer is Starfire. It sounds like Nate, you're in the camp of Martian Manhunter. Chad, where do you lie?
Yeah.
I think Starfire.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that's going to be controversial,
Well,
so please
but
comment
again-
on why you feel otherwise.
But again,
Okay.
Martian Manhunter isn't out of the running. He's going to the loser bracket.
Okay, I'm just.
Okay, Wasp
Moving on.
versus Groot.
Wasp versus Groot. I think
I think
Groot.
Groot.
because I don't think that Wasp can really do anything to him.
She could shrink down, go up his butt, and expand. in
Okay,
his
but then
mouth.
that would. Oh, yeah, but he comes back from like even a
Yeah.
single splinter, so
Uh-huh.
she would have to do that indefinitely for the end of time. But also I don't think that Groot could like hit Wasp. It's
That's
just
it.
the Pirates
Yeah.
of the Caribbean. What are we? Two mortals locked in eternal combat.
I genuinely think it would be something like that because I don't know if Wasp could do much damage to Groot, and I don't think
No.
Groot can do damage to Wasp.
I think. Well, I think it then comes down to like stamina, because Groot, to my knowledge, is a tree. He doesn't really need to sleep. Wasp is only human and could only fight for so long.
Let me see. So I'm just thinking, because like she can fly, she has little stingers, but she has superhuman strength and speed. She doesn't have durability or healing factors.
Yeah,
Whereas
exactly.
like Groot does. Yeah. If Groot hits her, she just dies.
Well, but he would have to hit her, which is the problem. I think Wasp's only hope is really like.
Does Groot have
outrunning
anything
and
where he could
outlasting?
like just make a tiny, I don't know, root that just like grabs
A
her
little
or
mini
anything?
Groot
Like,
that
is
flies
there
around?
anything that he could do like that? Because I think I would give it to Groot just
Okay.
because.
So, reading through Marvel.com here, he can control all plant life via psychokinesis, absorbing it into his body and making himself stronger. He can also extend his limbs and shoot vines them to wrap around objects and enemies.
Okay, then
To
yeah.
suddenly destroy his body, he can regenerate as long as fragments like twigs or leaves remain.
If Wasp gets anywhere near a tree or grass or flowers or anything around Groot, He just grabbed you.
Someone online says Wasp. Oh, this is not Wasp. We're actually talking about Ant-Man. But because they could get inside Groot and maybe light a fire, light a fire inside of him, or start messing with his internal stuff.
But we already established that Groot is now immune to fire, because that's why he was able to defeat Taskmaster.
At least the bark on his skin is, but getting inside of him, maybe that's
okay. But all Groot has to do is collapse all the vines and then squash Wasp.
That's true.
Yeah, but Wasp can go to the atom. Like, you can't squish that.
Well, that again kind of boils down to the iteration. Because base Wasp can't do that and come back. With the right kit she can, but I think it's Groot. I think it is a long, egregious fight, but I think eventually Wasp gets tired and Groot doesn't.
Yeah. Okay. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Starfire versus Groot. I think Starfire wins. Because again, she's kind of been clean sweeping, and Groot, it's been a little close each time.
Gosh, we are praising Starfire a lot, but I do think Starfire beats Groot. I agree. I think she beats Groot. I don't know if Groot has much to beat Starfire.
So it's one of those things where looking through Groot's kit here, right? He's really durable. It says he has invulnerable to most projectiles and even fire, but if Starfire is just flying far enough away from him out of his reach, it's blasting him constantly, which everything I've seen, as I was researching Starfire versus Martian Manhunter, it seemed to be the consensus is if Starfire gets far enough away and just keeps her distance and keeps blasting him, she will win. But if it's a close-in fight, she loses. So as long as she maintains her range, she just has better long distance.
I actually think even if she doesn't with Groot, I think she could beat Groot.
Because she has super strength and everything. She's
wow, really crazy strong. Starfire is the winner of this bracket. Interesting.
Now all I'm hearing is we need a James Gunn get a Starfire movie out there for us. We need to.
Yeah, what the heck? That's amazing.
Yeah. So, moving on to the loser bracket, we're gonna see who fights Starfire and has a chance of redemption.
Yeah.
Nightwing versus Killer Frost.
If it's Nightwing, they don't end up fighting. They just get together.
If Nightwing gets all the way to the final match.
Yeah, because they're
together.
They're a couple. Yeah. Canonically, she's one of the few people that Nightwing has been
it's her or Barbara Gordon.
Yeah. I'm personally a bigger fan of him and Starfire than him and
Dang it, you guys. I think Killer Frost wins.
Really?
Well,
because Killer Frost, to my understanding, is just a slightly weaker version of Mr. Freeze.
So here's the thing. In most comics, the writers are going to have Nightwing win because he's the hero. And she's going to be the person robbing a bank and Nightwing will win. Sure. But if we're thinking just Nightwing's the hero, Killer Frost is pretty tough.
That's fair, because all she has to do is ice the battlefield and then Nightwing just can't move.
Well, okay, the other thing is, according to this, one of her powers is fatally absorbing heat from living creatures. So if she just gets a hold of Nightwing, she can just kill him by freezing him to death.
Yeah. I think it's a close fight, but maybe Killer Frost takes it.
Yeah. I'll say yeah. Why not? Let's get some hate in the comments.
Yeah. Okay. I know. And again, I'm a bigger Nightwing fan. He's one of my favorite superheroes. So
Nightwing is easily
brings us no joy, but unfortunately,
it's one of those things where we're trying to act like we're not the writers and he's just gonna win because we love him. But objectively, yeah, he's a great martial artist and acrobat. But what do you do when the other person can just freeze a city block?
Yeah, he'll keep doing flips, but that's too powerful. I don't know.
Cheetah versus Clayface.
I think
it's Clayface because Cheetah just doesn't have a kit to really hurt him.
Sure, I mean, again, if she has prep time, but yeah, I think it's Clayface.
Then Falcon and Jubilee.
I think it's Jubilee. I love Falcon. He's my boy. But if you're a bird, fireworks aren't your friend.
this one could also go either way. I mean, yeah, sure, but Falcon's like way more trained than she is, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
Falcon's a better
okay.
fighter.
I guess
but
if we're
think-
going with the like energy construct wings, he can shield and tank some stuff.
But I think Jubilee just has better firepower. Like, it's one of those things where, like, as long as she stays at range and keeps blowing things up, I think Falcon would end up losing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Jubilee moves on.
It's like how, like, in any sort of like martial arts fight, like range, if you can hit the guy without them hitting you, it's just so much better most of the time.
Yeah.
You're
Taskmaster
taller,
versus
longer.
Moonknight. Hey, this is the one you were talking about.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
So according
Okay.
to what you said earlier about Taskmaster avoiding Moon Knight's style, it would be Moon Knight, no? Because Moon Knight doesn't care about whatever Taskmaster may throw.
Yeah, I think Taskmaster, like, he can do some other stuff, but since Moon Knight just doesn't care about getting hurt a lot of the time, I think he just overpowers Taskmaster, and I think Taskmaster is just gonna get endlessly frustrated that he can't copy Moon Knight's moves without getting himself hurt.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I
Alright.
think it's Moon Knight
That
all the
moves
way
on.
on that one.
Now,
I always find Taskmaster a little funny because, I mean, there's probably some Taskmaster fans out there that I'll hate with this, but it's always like, he can take your powers, but like, he still always loses. I don't know.
well, because he's only
like-
human. Like he can't copy, you know,
Yeah.
an Iron Man suit. He can't copy Thor's lightning. All he's got is the like street level Daredevil, Black Widow type stuff.
Yeah,
Now-
like he has great reflexes. And he can copy your moves. That's kind of his whole shtick.
It's true. Gambit versus Killer Frost. I think
These are getting really hard, you guys. I don't know.
It's interesting that the losers bracket is more difficult to decide than the main bracket. That's weird.
I think Gambit, because we get into like the range thing. Killer Frost can freeze things, can shoot ice blasts, but I think Gambit just has the better training in combat.
I think you're probably right. I think I argue because with ice powers, they're so powerful that like it would just be near impossible to lose.
Yeah. And here's the thing, though.
but
Ice is an
most of the
inanimate
time
object.
they always lose.
Gambit could just make the ice explode.
Well, yeah. Anytime that Killer Frost sends like an ice knife or anything at Gambit, all he has to do is throw a card, and then it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Like, I think. Gambit
And his
hard
staff
counters-
that he can make
yeah,
explode, he also can destroy
exactly.
ice.
Yeah.
And yes, I just looked it up just to fact check. He can make ice explode.
Mhm.
And I think also he's just, he's trained by the Assassins and Thieves Guild and stuff, whereas Killer
Yeah,
Frost
what is she gonna do?
be more
Cocoon
of
herself
the-
in ice and he just like makes it explode? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Gambit's just better overall here.
I agree. Now,
Okay.
Mystique versus Clayface.
Clayface.
I think Clayface, because
Yeah.
again, Mystique doesn't really have anything to counter him. It's
Yeah.
just I shoot into a blob of wet clay indefinitely.
Yeah.
Beast Boy versus
Ooh.
Jubilee.
Okay. Since Beast Boy has been with the Doom Patrol, the Teen Titans, and other groups, I think he has the better like
I agree.
training and like
Yeah.
combat ability.
And also he can
I-
just turn into,
Yeah,
again, a dragon and then tank all of the blasts.
I think
Yeah,
I
I
think
think-
it's a high diff. Like I think Beast
Yeah,
Boy destroys.
Yeah, I think he's just gonna be
Unfortunately.
constantly thrown off by his constant shape shifting and like powers.
I will say though, I think Beast Boy takes it. However, outside of the fight, I think that they would have a blast together. I think that they would be friends.
Oh, totally.
Jubilee.
I think
Oh,
it's a great point.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think Beast Boy would be a great member of the X-Men.
Yeah, and Jubilee would be a great member of the Teen Titans.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think Black Canary stomps Moon Knight. I
Wow,
think
okay. Say your reasoning.
Yeah.
Canary Cry. Moon Knight has nothing to
Okay.
stop that, and she just blows him away with the Canary Cry. Like, he can't get close enough to hurt
Now,
her.
is the Canary Cry, is that a metahuman ability or is it like a necklace? I've seen it both ways, right? Isn't it both?
Usually, it's an
usually
innate power she
Meta
has.
thing,
Like,
yeah.
it's a meta thing.
In that case, yeah, I think she takes it. Because I don't
I think
think
she's
that
a
Moon Knight-
better martial artist.
Well,
than
again,
Moon Knight, too.
it's at range, Black Canary wins, but within close quarters, I think Moon Knight takes it, but I don't think that he can get to close quarters.
Well, I think like.
Well,
Black
here's the
Canary,
thing. I actually think
technically
Canary even beats him in close quarters. Isn't Canary? Let me Google
Yeah.
this.
Oh,
Really quick.
that's
Isn't
true.
she
She's
trained?
like a really, really
She's-
good martial artist.
She's trained by
Black
Lady
Can-
Shiv, who is like one of the best
okay, then
assassins.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
by
In that case, it's not a
what's-
question.
And I think Black Canary is simply also trained by, I'm blanking on his name. He's a boxer and a superhero. He's like a panther themed guy, or like
Yeah,
a
she's
jaguar-themed
considered
guy.
One of
Like
the
in the
top
top
tier
10.
martial artists in DC. She's up there with Lady Shiv, Batman, and Cassandra Cain, who are like
Okay,
the
then
best.
yeah, she takes it. GG's Moonknight. Gambit versus Clayface.
Oh, Wildcat. She's also been trained by Wildcat, who's like a heavyweight
Oh.
champion as well.
Okay.
It looks like Tom
Yeah.
King said that she's like the top 3 best fighters, martial artists. Obviously.
Okay. Then yeah, she's got it.
Yeah. Once again, a writer's thing, but very strong.
Yes, very much so.
All right.
Gambit versus Clayface.
Fun one. I give it to Gambit. I mean, what is Clayface gonna
So
do? He just
well.
keeps exploding.
Okay. But Clayface can keep regenerating. I think Clayface just tanks the hits, regenerates over and over again until he just smothers Gambit with clay and just drowns him with clay.
Oh, okay, but if Gambit throws a whole deck of cards at Clayface, that's got to destroy most of Clayface, and he can just keep doing that, Like
Yeah.
if it's close quarters, I think Clayface takes it, but I think Gambit
I-
just evades it.
My
I
thing
think we
about
get into the
Clayface
same-
is that he's commonly beaten by Nightwing and Batman.
Yeah.
And now I think Gambit could be beaten by Batman and Nightwing, sure, but Gambit also has an upper hand of being able to explode literally everything that Clayface wouldn't.
Yeah.
I
He
feel like
has
okay.
unlimited bombs. That's very hard to go against when your whole thing is just being made out of clay.
I feel like Clayface though can just keep regenerating. It's a war of attrition since he's living clay. He's not
Yeah,
gonna get
and I
tired
still
like
think that
Gambit.
Gambit wins that.
I just think eventually Gambit, gets tired and Clayface just comes up and just buries him alive in clay and Gambit loses.
I
I just
I
saw
get
some.
what
I'm
you're
reading
saying.
different things, and one of the things I said, can Gambit charge the clay himself? I don't think so because it's living material, but arguably it's also clay. I don't think so, but it's a funny thing to think about.
It sounds like it's 2v1.
Yeah,
Chad, you're saying that you think it's Gambit?
I think it's Gambit.
Okay. In
now,
that case,
now would
Sorry
the,
to
I will
interrupt.
bow out.
really
I'll
quick,
bow out.
would the question be like, does he kill Clayface? No.
No, but
but I
he
think it would
wins.
be enough that Clayface would be like, I gotta go. I gotta.
Yeah.
This is annoying.
I mean, you
it's
can
enough to
argue
make-
that if we're doing like a classic fight, it's like 3 5-minute rounds, goes 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I don't think Clayface has done anything, but Gambit has just kept blowing him up for 15 minutes.
Exactly.
And then the fight's over. He runs out the clock.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's a good way to think about it.
it's true.
In a way,
Now-
maybe that's not fair. But.
Beast Boy and Canary, or Black Canary. I think
Beast Boy, right?
If Beast Boy just okay, I don't want to oversell the Canary cry or anything. I feel like Beast Boy can just keep turning into things will eventually just crush her. But it's like I think she has a chance to win because depending on what animal he turns
it's
into.
gonna be a close fight, but again, to my understanding, all Black Canary has is the cry and the martial arts. You can't jujitsu a T-Rex, and
No.
like
I,
So
and
in this
it's by
scenario-
herself. Like if it's one of those things, like I
Exactly.
mentioned, where Batman's fighting a kaiju, usually he has his Bat family with him. It's like if it was like
Yeah.
Black Canary, Nightwing, and Batman, yeah, they beat that.
or even like Black Canary and Green Arrow. I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
that
if
would
they
be
were,
tied.
if she had
But-
someone that could tie him down with her, I think it could go better.
Yeah, if they could add some teamwork or bring in some type of suit that enhances their strength or something, but just
Yeah.
base Black Canary, Beast Boy will probably end up winning.
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
Martian Manhunter versus Gambit.
I think Martian Manhunter beats Gambit.
Really? You okay?
Martian Manhunter is so
where you're coming
intangible,
from. I
and
get
the
where you're
cards
coming
just
from.
fly through him. This Gambit is just gonna keep throwing stuff, and Martian Manhunter will just
going
keep.
off of him being weak to fire. the
But it's
explosions
not
are still
fire;
going-
it's just kinetic energy.
It's
not fire.
No. But the kinetic energy makes explosions, which makes heat, which is the weakness.
but his weakness is specifically fire, not heat. He has a whole thing where
Again,
the Guardian of Oa.
it depends on the interpretation.
But one thing to note is I think I'm going with Nate here. I think Martian Manhunter beats Gambit.
Okay.
But Gambit is resistant and maybe immune. I don't think it's fully immune, but I think he's pretty resistant to telepathic attacks.
Okay, so here's the other thing. Martian Manhunter has telekinesis. Gambit throws the cards. Martian Manhunter just uses telekinesis to throw the cards right back at him.
I don't get where the telekinesis is coming from because I've never seen him use that.
I've never seen him use telekinesis either.
That is on
I know that it's on the official site, but like, how recent of a change is that? And was that like shown in one issue, and then it just got added to the site because it's technically true, or is that something that he's used consistently?
I don't know.
I think it would be, as with all fights with Gambit, I think it would be very fun and cool to watch. But I think Martian Manhunter beats him.
I think Martian Manhunter can also go invisible, besides just going intangible and having telekinesis. Like, you can't hit what you can't see. You can't hit what you can't see.
With explosions, you can.
He also has optic blast. You can just shoot him with.
No, again, where's that coming from? I've never seen him use that.
It's because usually in most TV shows.
Yeah, his main powers that I see and that I've seen are the three. It's the telepathy, the shapeshift, the intangibility, and the super strong at flying.
Yeah.
Now he probably does have those, but what I'm saying is most of the time I think that's where.
Yeah,
but again, again, if that's only been seen in like 1 or 2 issues, I don't think that we can count that because it's not his usual kit.
But even with his usual kit, which is super strength, invulnerability, shape-shifting, invisibility, and telepathy, I think he just has a better kit than Gambit.
Yes, I would remove telepathy from that because Gambit is telepathic resistant.
Yeah.
If you guys think it's Martian Manhunter, that's fine. But I think it's Gambit.
I just think you're overselling Gambit.
I think you're overselling Martian Manhunter.
Okay, just in the realm of comics and like movies and stuff, their weaknesses almost mean nothing because Superman's weak to kryptonite, but in Superman Returns, I think he lifts an island made of kryptonite into space.
Well, okay, again, like we
it's
can't get into the semantics of every single appearance. Martian Manhunter that I grew up with that I knew was weak to fire, so that's why I think it's Gambit. But
is Gambit's stuff considered fire? Really quick.
Well, it's explosions.
It was kinetic energy is what it's considered.
Yeah, that's not fire.
Well, but it generates heat. Like, it isn't fire, but it is fire adjacent. I think it's enough that, like, in comic book logic, you could make the argument.
No, I don't think so, because Martian Manhunter, I'm sorry, I'm doing a lot of research on this as you guys were talking. Martian Manhunter's weakness to fire is more of an anxiety thing. It's a crippling anxiety, like Nate was saying. It's not an actual like physical weakness to fire. And so what I'm saying is, since it's kinetic energy and not fire based, I don't think it would. I mean, obviously it would still hurt him, but I don't think it would do like any more special damage. I don't know, right?
So Eric, I did some research. The Justice League of America storyline from 2003 to 2004 called Trial by Fire had him overcome his weakness to fire, making him now immune to fire.
So why was he weak to fire in all of the cartoons in the 2010s? That's a consistency
because in the past, what happened is the Guardians of Oa, which are the leaders of the Green Lantern Corps, implanted a genetic memory into the entire Martian species to make them believe they were weak to fire, to prevent them from being able to shapeshift into what is called a burning Martian or a furnace, which is like this incredibly powerful, violent form the Martians can take. So it was a psychological weakness the Green Lantern Corps leaders implanted into the Martian species.
That's fine. If you guys think it's Martian Manhunter, I'm not gonna fight you on that.
What do you guys think? Again, like, let us know. I mean, like we've talked about, a writer could write it that Gambit wins. But I think just as characters, I think Martian Manhunter pulls it out.
I just think he has a larger kit of abilities anyways. Like, Gambit is still, at the end of the day, a dude. Like, he can
but he's a dude that can make things explode and is super durable and is super quick.
We gotta move on. We gotta move on from this.
Yes.
We gotta move on. We can't keep arguing over the same one.
The next
Wasp and Beast Boy. I think Beast Boy.
Really?
I think
Beast Boy can also turn into a wasp.
I think the size
but he can't turn into a wasp that has lasers. You know?
That's true. But I also think he could turn into a creature that has better vision and everything, locate Wasp, and then turn into a whale and crush her.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
Beast
but
Boy.
then by that logic, couldn't she get big and then catch the whale?
Yeah, and they'll just keep playing this game forever until
Yeah.
eventually one of them loses. But like, I think it's like one of those like weird things where this one is also completely dependent on the writers. He could turn into some sort of alien creature like a dragon and just breathe fire all over the whole area and win.
I think it's a close fight. I think Wasp takes it, but I understand.
Sorry,
I
we're-
could see
we're-
Beast Boy.
We're
No.
on
It's totally
opposite
good.
sides here on these past couple
This
ones.
one, I
Alright.
understand a lot more. I do think it's close enough that Beast Boy could take it.
Okay.
So let's go, Beast Boy.
But going back to our previous
Okay, I think.
encounter.
All right, everyone, just say who you think it wins. 3, 2, 1. Martian Manhunter.
Well, no, we've already established this. Martian Manhunter wins,
Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah, we already did. We did.
which means that
When
that
it goes
Martian
back
Manhunter
to,
is going against Groot.
and I think Martian Manhunter would end up beating Groot.
I do too.
Just because
I
he just has a larger like kit of abilities.
yeah.
He could just phase through Groot's body and like grab his heart and crush it.
Groot
I-
doesn't have a
Does
heart. He's a
Groot
tree.
Have a heart?
That's true. I probably not, but I think Martian Manhunter just at the end of the day just will have more powers than Groot. And
Yeah, I
it will
think
be a
I think it's
hard,
Martian
long
Manhunter.
fight, but
Okay. Now,
But then we
Martian
already
Manhunter-
established this.
But then
Martian
it's
Manhunter
Starfire.
loses to Starfire, according to our previous. So
There we go. We have our
At the end
winner
of the
though.
day,
It's at the end of the day, it's easy.
Starfire.
It's a clean sweep by Starfire.
It was always
And
Starfire.
very close second from Martian Manhunter. And then
Mhm.
Groot is there also, I guess.
So yeah, our
Groot
top three is
our
what?
Third place.
What is it?
Starfire, Martian
in
Manhunter,
order,
Groot.
it's Starfire, Martian Manhunter, then Groot is in third place. And then it would be like
Beast
I
Boy
don't know
was
what
4.
fourth would be. It would probably well it would be
Or
Beast
Wasp?
Boy, I guess, and then Wasp. Well, because
Yeah.
Beast Boy
Yeah.
beat Wasp, so
Yeah. So then Beast Boy, then Wasp. Man, people.
so
are gonna
it
be
sounds
pissed
like
at us.
DC has the stronger heroes. If,
Yeah.
if 3 of the top 5 are DC,
But
Yeah,
Also,
and again,
we-
these were
like-
pretty random. We didn't really select these, so
we
but,
picked out the list, but we didn't pick the order that they fought each other. So
yeah.
please tell us who you think should be higher on the list and who should be lower, and
I know.
give us your reasoning.
And I
Tag
know
us,
for a
give us
fact
a comic to read. Give us a comic to read to prove us wrong.
I know for a fact there's someone out there who's gonna watch one of our TikToks or shorts, and it's probably you watching right now, and you're watching this out of spite because you disagree with us. And that is totally okay, because we are happy with that and we love different opinions. This was again our opinions as if we were the writers, how we think they would win. And I ate a lot of bullets by letting Nightwing lose twice and not winning a single one. So I want you to know that just because he's one of my favorites, I didn't pick him twice. So so keep that in consideration as you're
again,
going into that.
and entirely opinions based. Let us know who you think should have won certain fights, but also let us know what matchups you would like to see. Because there's a lot of heroes that we didn't include. There's a lot of heroes that we put on the wheel that didn't end up making it
Yeah.
into the bracket.
Yeah.
So let us know what matchups you think would be interesting.
Well, this has been super fun.
Mhm.
Give us an Ace Attorney's comment section of objections and everything.
Objection.
Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
We'll see you guys
That
next
was
week.
really great. See you next time.
Yeah.